Be honest, are you spending hours upon hours editing your own videos every week, but getting nowhere? Do you feel like no matter what you create, the results are flatlining and you're just starting to question whether or not it's actually the best use of your time? If you haven't clicked away, it's likely that this is what you're experiencing. In this video, I'm going to share 5 lessons that I've learned after spending thousands of hours on editing my own videos to only realize that it actually stopped me from growing my business, to help you reclaim that time so that you can focus less on making the perfect video and spending more time creating videos that actually move the needle for your business. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jack. I've been making videos professionally for over a decade, and my goal is to help business owners like you create videos that actually work harder through smart and simple advice. So when you're ready, let's dive in. The first lesson that I learned is that creating videos is actually more of a science as opposed to an art. The thing that I found with video, after making literally thousands and thousands of the buggers, is that when you get into this process of kind of monotonously creating and posting and creating and posting, you get a very narrow field of vision, or people call it tunnel vision. I made the decision after a couple of years to remove myself as the editor of my videos, which yes, saved me a huge amount of time, but it actually allowed me to start to see creating videos as more of a scientific equation, putting all the cogs in the right place, making sure that the titles and the SEO and the packaging and the way that the video looks and feels, as opposed to just the arty, making it look visually impressive side of things, was actually more important. I spent an enormous amount of time trying to master the science and the psychology of why people click. Because if you can't get people to click in the first place, or opt into making that decision to want to view your video, it doesn't matter how great and perfect and a masterpiece your video is, because nobody's gonna watch it. So my advice is to spend time on learning SEO, which sounds really boring, but it's actually so important to the success of your video. The packaging, how do you design the thumbnail? How do you design the title? How do you get people to opt into clicking to then view your masterpiece? Now, whilst my YouTube channel is small, at least it is at the start of 2026, maybe in the future we're gonna grow, so subscribe if you're not already, I have reached millions and millions of people across other platforms. LinkedIn tends to be my main one, probably over 50 million views on there, hundreds of clients that I've generated for my business over on that platform, all just by trying to master and learn the science behind what makes or bakes, makes or bakes? What makes, or what am I trying to say here? What makes or breaks, sorry, a great video. The reason that I have reached so many people and so many new eyeballs and generated, I think it's about 550 clients in the last 10 years, multiple millions of pounds worth of revenue as well, which is the sexy, exciting part, is because I have mastered the science. On a side note, on the topic of science, if you want to learn how to turn your content into paying clients, click that link in the first line of the description. It'll take you to a 15-minute free content to client workshops that will help you to understand strategically how to create the best videos for your business. Check it out. Link in the first line of the description. Lesson number 2 that I learned is wasted opportunities. I feel like one of the biggest reasons that we create our own videos and that we spend so much time perfecting these is because we almost like to disassociate ourselves from the business. Running a business is really hard, especially when you start to hire people or you outsource and you start to delegate certain tasks and roles. You then have to think about culture. You spend a lot of your time managing people, putting fires out. And for a lot of business owners, that's not really why they started doing the thing in the first place. Or you're so encumbered with client work that you just need that focus just to bring the passion back into things. That's why I think we edit our own videos. The problem with that is, at least from my experience, I found that I was missing so many other opportunities that I could be diving into to really grow my business when I was just spending 8 hours a week, 16 hours a week sometimes, just sitting there editing videos like an absolute nerd. The biggest piece of advice that I can probably give you in this video, I'm leaving it a little bit early, is that social media algorithms need data. I would argue creating more content as opposed to perfecting the content that you are creating at a slower pace is going to give you a much greater chance of succeeding on social media with the videos that you create, because you're giving the platforms more data. The more you create, whilst they might not be perfect, are telling YouTube or LinkedIn, for example, who is this resonant towards? Who's engaging with this? Who is liking and commenting and supporting this post? Who's saving it? Who's sharing it within their network? Who's spreading the word? All of these different things are data points and elements that these algorithms put together to go, oh, John loves this video, we're gonna show it to more Johns. Lisa hates this video, so we're not gonna show it to more people like her. It's a numbers game, especially in the first year or two. The way out for you in this case is not to perfect and spend more time on the content that you're already creating. It's to reduce that time, reduce the friction, lower the editing quality, do the anti-edit approach. There's a video that I made on that recently as well. and invest more time into creating more content, especially in the first year or two. Give platforms the data that they need to understand where to point you in the direction of. That's what I would do. Lesson number 3 is that done is better than perfect. Now, as a creative mind, you're probably gonna be the same. It's a really hard lesson to learn, especially when you love what you do and you put a lot of passion into it. Being told that just getting it out there and chucking stuff out and kind of throwing shit at all and seeing what sticks can kind of defeat you a little bit, because you feel like it's a bit of it hits you in the heart. You've put a lot of time and love and energy into this thing and it's actually not what you need to be doing. It can really twist that knife and cause a little bit of pain. For me, and my experience of removing myself as an editor just showed me that I didn't need to control the whole part of the process. I didn't need to be there from idea to delivery. I just needed to think of the idea, film the thing, and let the pros, or the people who are better than me at doing the thing at the time, do the hard part. Doing the thing and creating more content more regularly and increasing my output, as opposed to focusing on heightening and leveling up the quality of my content, was what eventually allowed me to reach millions and millions of people and generate millions of pounds for my business through the 550 however many hundreds of clients that I've had in the last 10 years. If I spent 8 to 16 hours a week, it's 2 full-time days in that week, editing videos for my business, there's no way I would have grown or have been able to achieve the milestones and the achievements that I've hit 10 years later. So my advice here is to spend less time on being perfect and creating the best, sexiest looking, prettiest video on the planet. That's not the goal here. The goal is to focus on building the systems that allow you to post as much as possible in the first 1 to 2 years. Challenge my thinking on that. That's my experience. Again, don't take it as truth. Don't take it as verbatim. Remove the stuff that isn't relevant. Lean into the stuff that is relevant for you. What I'm just saying is this is my experience. This is what I found. And if I spent years and years and years just trying to perfect the quality of my content, I don't think, well, I can categorically say I wouldn't be where I am today. Lesson 4 is that the money always comes back. In the early days of running my business, you know, I didn't have much cash, right? And the thought of spending a couple of £100 or hiring someone to do it better than I could was such a scary feeling. And I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what I did. I think I just kind of reached this point where I thought, sod it, let's just spend a couple of £100 and let's just see how that performs. A couple of £100, fine, I can lose a couple of £100, let's see what happens. I think in doing that, I realized that, whoa, I get so much more time. The output of the editing of my content is so much greater that I can do within the time that I have. And doing more of that is actually gonna help me to get more clients. It's this kind of flywheel approach. That gave me the time to start focusing on spending more time talking to the people that are engaging with my content, to do a bit of community management, or engagement validation is the technical term for it, actually supporting the people that support me. And because of that, I generated my first paying client. Now, it wasn't a lot. I think it was about £500 a month at the time, but that proved to me that delegating and outsourcing to a professional who could save me time and do a higher level of quality in terms of an edit on my videos would actually allow me more time to grow my business. What I did with that £500 is I just put it straight back into an editor. I then removed me doing the structural parts of the edit. That was then shifted to someone who was better than me. They charged a little bit more money for it, of course, because it's their time and they've got to do now an extra step in the process, but allowed me to, again, focus more on the ideas, the scripts, and filming the content that I can then go bang, up to you guys, figure it out. What's really cool here is that a year after, it was about a year, maybe it was like 10 months or something like that, around that time, I made, and well, I got my biggest ever client. And it was this surreal feeling that everything that I did made such logical commercial sense to stop, to remove me out of the process, to hire people that are better than I am, to invest money back into the business. It was things that I never really thought about before because I wanted to control the process. The amount of money that I made from that single project in profit, it's not gross, this is not, before costs, I made about 50 grand profit. 50 grand profit when you're 24. But how do you spend that much money? And I guess this is a roundabout way of saying that you have to spend money to make money. If you are trying to control the entire process because it's safe and it's your bubble and you can control every part of that conveyor belt-like system, it's going to remove you from opening up new opportunities and potentially leading to earning a huge amount of money in the process. Lesson number 5, to round off the video, is that you can't build a business on your own. This point is more about collaborating with minds and creatives that are just so much better than you. And I'm sorry to say that there are people that can be better than you out there. There's people that are so much better than you at what you do. You're not the best in the world. And if you are, why are you watching this video? Coming up with ideas, scripting videos, filming videos, editing videos, running ads, building strategies, building campaigns, building systems. There's a lot to this stuff. It's not just getting out your phone and filming a quick social media video. You need to, in order to succeed with the video kind of game, is you need to surround yourself with people who are better than you at what you do. Any part of the process, if you feel like you're lacking in that, whilst it feels horrible to part ways with a couple of £100 or a couple of £1,000 a month on an agency to do it for you, or hiring someone in-house part-time at the start, maybe a couple of hours a week, whatever it is, whilst it feels scary, it's going to allow you so much more time to grow. When you collaborate with other people, you will grow so much faster and you will save time on making mistakes. If you work with someone who's already been where you want to be and they say, don't make this mistake, it saves you time on investing into that idea to learn that lesson, when actually you can just ask someone, have you done this? Or what is your experience on this? Or what are your opinions and perspectives and thoughts on maybe us doing this? It's a community game, making videos. It's not something you can do on your own. When you start out and you're just working with a couple of clients or budgets are tight, spending money on hiring people to do the thing that you can kind of do well, but they can do it better than you to save you time, is a really scary feeling. But I would encourage you and urge you to do that as soon as you can. You need to start to change your mindset around your videos aren't there to be perfect, and people aren't sitting there at the edge of their seat going, oh, I can't wait for Jamie to post his latest video. Oh my God, I hope it's gonna be great. No one cares. What they care about is just seeing you pop up every now and then with something that's gonna help them to solve their problems. People are selfish. You're not the center of their world. Whilst it feels horrible to say that, because I'd love to be the center of everybody's world, but I'm not. I'm there to support them on their journey of growing their business, just like I'm helping you today. For example, you don't give a fuck that I've just changed my background. Who cares? No one's sitting there going, whoa, Jack, so impressed. No one cares. No one cares. What they care about and what you care about is that I'm delivering you value that's going to help you to grow your business and to make better videos to market it. That's it. I'm pretty impressed with this. if I'm my biggest fan, I think this set's kind of cool. Let me know in the comments. I'm Jack, and I've been making videos for over a decade, and the goal with my YouTube channel is to teach you everything that I've learned to help you make better videos for free. Two ways that you can do that. The first is to click this video right here and check out how to make better videos for your own business. The second is to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're not already. We've got a great bunch of creators here who are all learning to up their video game for free. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.